Some people believe that Japanese hip-hop is just an imitation of American hip-hop. They think that because most of the beats and topics are the same, it implies a loss of Japanese culture. One rapper, Kohei Japan, has a song that contrasts specifically what it means to be Japanese and what effect Western culture has had on most Japanese people today. In his song, he says he eats rice and not bread, and fish and not meat. Even though there is this overlying thought of being Japanese in most hip-hop songs, most Japanese artists tend to deal a lot with Western topics such as our current wars and president. In America, the main topic of hip-hop is guns and violence, and at first, Japanese artists would copy these topics and write songs about many things that do not seem to go on in Japan. Japanese artists then began to realize that they were not connecting with the main struggles in Japan, and their music didn't touch very many people. So they started to rap about reality and everyday life so their listeners could relate better. Because of the emotional aspects of their music, most artists became more popular. One aspect of American culture that traveled to Japan along with hip-hop was the style of dress. More and more stores in Tokyo started selling American products that are big and baggy, so everyday people can dress like their favorite hip-hop artist. Most of these fads are ones that have almost died out in America today, but based on previous trends, as long as hip-hop music remains mainstream, Japanese teenagers' style of dress will become increasingly more like American teens.
Modern American hip-hop has changed a lot since the golden ages of the late 70s and 80s. A brand of music that was once appreciated for the heavy drum beats, simple MC performances, and meaningful lyrics has transformed into a culture glorifying three main ideas: money, drugs, and sex. Modern artists like Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, T.I., Young Jeezy, and many more have, in a lot of ways, corrupted the genre. MCs in the golden age rhyme about having fun and the great aspects of their culture. Today, these modern thugs like Wayne are rhyming about all their money, sexual escapades, big cars, and fancy clothes. They still talk about how they're gangsters, even though they're sitting on millions of dollars. The underground hip-hop scene, however, seems to be the purest form of hip-hop you can find these days. Artists like MF Doom, Madlib, Mos Def, and De La Soul still appreciate their roots and the true meaning of what it is to be an MC.
He was known for his thick skin, part Zimbabwean and a part Trini mixed in. Big shot, sold a guy a pound of pig snot. Said it was proven to remove stains and ink spots. Kicky flow, drip down her leg to her pinky toe. Jecky hole, who don't know as much as she thinks she know. One week she stepped to him like a slinky, yo.
Japanese hip-hop has come a long way from the days of heavy influences from American lyricism. Japanese hip-hop today has forged its own identity in the world culture of hip-hop music, with artists like Rhymester and King Ghidra at the forefront of the modern Japanese hip-hop scene. A huge following has been created.
Mic で rock った観客一言ご挨拶まあリラックスしてちょうだい夜中の兄弟芸能的なオーライ普段はシャイなレイディースも気持ちよけりゃ自然に腰動くだろセクシーにほらベッドの上のようにヨガとは溶けてきた頃
Many rising Japanese artists today take influence from their own Japanese hip-hop idols. Although many of these new artists don the baggy clothes of their American counterparts, they know virtually nothing of the origins of the culture in America. They simply know their own, which has become very prevalent in their rhymes. The Japanese have taken the hip-hop of the originals like Grandmaster Flash, Kool Herc, and Curtis Blow, and have transformed it to become their own, tying in their own culture and influences to produce a new genre of modern hip-hop.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Your attention, please. Attention, please.
And now the moment we've been waiting for is here. Woke up Sunday morning, took a cold shower, stared at my cereal for a whole hour. Moccasins, PJs, hair like dark brown, grabbed my bike and hit the town. Feeling the grog, kinda hungry too. Pedal to DK's a half after 2. One glaze, one cake, one blue sprinkle. Head home feeling like Rip Van Winkle. Stop at Rite Aid to grab a root beer. See a UC and fill with fear. Dip to the curb and to the den. Get under the covers, never to wake again. Now it's time for the translation.
曜日の朝に起きる寿司のシャワーを浴びるシリアルを見るマックスと PJ を浴びる自転車をするお腹すいた2時半 DK に行くベッドを見てね
Here we go again.